Falcons have clinched the NFC South, but they haven't locked up the bye. So with that at stake, the question, of course, is whether or not to rest the starters.
We're not in that spot. So we know there's still some things that are significant for us to try to accomplish. And honestly, as ball players and coaches, we love to battle. And anytime that you think otherwise, you're mistaken yourself and you're mistaken your team. It's what we do. And to think otherwise for a team that I'm a part of, I think you'd be mistaken.
For the Falcons to clinch a first-round bye, just win. Just get the W. However, that doesn't work. They need to tie along with the Seahawks loss or tie, or a Seahawks loss and a Lions loss or tie, or a Seahawks tie or a Lions loss.
Yeah, go.
All right, here's what I need to see. I know what's ahead. I know what's up, guys. What's going to happen? Week 17 is going to come and go. There's going to be some downtime here on the show. We're going to sit at the breakfast table. And we're going to have the dreaded conversation of who should be the MVP. Ooh, the race is so close. Is it Brady? Is whatever. Matt Ryan, be the MVP.
Yes.
Go out there for Week 17. Show up Drew Brees. Show up the Saints. Show and prove why you were the guy. Whether or not you have Julio Jones there on the field. Because what's really impressive is what he has done without Julio. He has a 134.7 passer rating, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in 2 games without the star wideout this season. An MVP makes his team better. He brings out the best in who's around him, which he has done with the running backs, which he's done with Taylor Gabriel, then in the big splashy plays with him out of nowhere. Be undeniable. That's what Peter Strager taught me that in the podcast, our first podcast that we ever recorded. It's such good advice.
Awesome.
Be undeniable. Be the MVP that we know you are. Do it in a late game. Everyone's watching on New Year's Day.
Grab that
Everyone's
thing.
hungover. Grab it, take it, let's go.
Play like he has ice in his veins, in other words.
Yeah.
Let's be undeniable. I love that.
Yeah, because we were talking about, you said Phillip Rivers, is he a Hall of Famer or not? And we were having this big debate.
Yeah.
And you, Kyle, made the point and said, if we're even having the debate, is he a Hall of Famer? When you are undeniable, it is a slam dunk decision. And last year, Cam Newton was undeniable. You couldn't make the argument that anybody else was the MVP. Right now, it's a crowded field. Matt Ryan, close the door. Go there, and Kay is right. Week 17, you're playing the rival Saints in your building. Go and close the door and be the guy. And I'll say this. I saw Dan Quinn talking, and I've had the fortune to do the last 2 Falcons games on the sidelines, and they did something this summer. They had the Navy SEALs come in.
Yep.
All right? They had 10 Navy SEALs guys come in, and for 10 days, they did Navy SEALs training. They were doing the boat cruise where you had to carry the logs, and it wasn't just the players. It was the coaching staff, too. And the message was, we're all in this together. Navy SEAL stuff, Kyle, yeah.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
If you're
It's
4 and
sort of
12,
cliche. I get it.
Okay, well, these guys bought in, and they were all in. And Kyle Shanahan might not be there next year. And there are a lot of free agents on that roster. And Taylor Gabriel was signed for nothing, and he might be a huge free agent in the coming year. This might be the last time that this Falcons team is together, and I think they're better than the Mike Smith version. I think they're better than the one that played the Seahawks or the 49ers in the NFC Championship team. I think this Falcons team can beat the Cowboys.
They average 33.5 points a game, the most in the league.
Peter, well, you're saying they're not. You're saying that they're different because we talk all the